Immigration. Immigration is defined as the act of coming to a country of which one is not native, usually for permanent residence. This becomes relevant because the United States has the highest number of immigrants within its own country in the whole world. With this high rate, issues evolve in regards to the policies for immigration regulation. Within the United States, efforts are being made to resolve these immigration problems. What is this immigration problem? What are the immigration problems that we have? In what ways can we fix these problems? In this segment, we'll address these problems, evidence of these problems, and possible solutions.
There are three types of evidence that supports these social problems. One of them is race. Under race, immigration policies support certain types of race, and some of the policies, such as Operation Red Flag, was to secure U.S. and a Mexican border and deter undocumented immigrants to the United States. This policy deported more than 1 million of Mexican Americans back to Mexico, even if they were US-born Mexican Americans. Under extended policies, policy negatively impact Mexicans and Latinx community. During Obama's administration, more than 2 million of immigrants were deported, and more than 70% of them were Mexican and Latinx Americans. And the government introduced an agent called Secure Community. They basically deport any immigrants with a criminal records back to their own country. And they were targeted Mexican immigrants and deported more than 77 of the Mexican immigrants back to Mexico. And the government replaced them with the priority enforcement program, which basically they did the same thing as secure communities. So they basically targeted mainly Mexican Americans rather than other different type of race. Under birthright citizenship policies, birthright citizenship is the legal right to a citizenship for all children born in the country's territory, regardless of the parentage. In the Supreme Court case U.S. versus King Ark, the court ruled in favor of Wong, thus ruling that children born in the United States to undocumented parents have the right to U.S. citizenship. Undocumented parents in U.S.-Mexico border states face a barrier to obtain birth certificates for their U.S.-born children, so that the 14th Amendment is absent for certain type of race.
So some examples of solutions would be ranging from extended policies, education, and citizenship. Some examples of solutions from extended policies would be to eliminate forms of racial profiling, to deny documents, or for migratory detention. Another would be to give more opportunities of citizenship for immigrants. And another one would be to increase data collection to gain better understanding of an immigrant's background. From the education sector, a solution would be for public schools not to inquire about a student's immigration status as part of the enrollment process. And from the citizenship sector, a solution would be for some states to change requirements requiring proof of citizenship, to require less documents to access more social services.
So what can you do to get involved? Well, there's a couple things you can do. First, stop just sitting around and thinking about, wow, that's something I'd like to help and be a part of. You can start by contacting your local district representative. Send them a letter stating something that you want to change. If enough people get behind something, changes can happen in government. Second, there are a bunch of different organizations you can be a part of. One in particular is called the Fair Immigration Reform Movement. It's a national coalition of grassroots organizations fighting for immigrant rights on a local, state, and federal level. It's a really important movement.